What are mortgage interest points? Mortgage interest points are the cost to buy down an interest rate, to get a lower interest rate. What the heck does that mean? When we get our interest rates, we don't just get one rate from a lender and go, okay, this is the rate we're going to offer every single customer. If you watch the other videos, you realize, and if you remember, your interest rate is actually based off of several different risk factors, right? The 4 C's of lending. Now, these risk factors create your cost for the interest rates. And each rate has a different price. What we're looking for normally is we're looking for, okay, which rate will get us 0 points? That's par. Okay, what rate gets us to par? I like to think about it as a big pizza. Okay, so like a big piece of like a big pizza pie. So it's a big round circle. Par rate is the whole pizza pie is full. Okay, every single slice is there. No one's picked at it. There's nothing missing out of the pizza. Now, sometimes the interest rate that you want to get is missing some slices. Okay, meaning that you have to make up the difference between the missing pieces and a whole pizza pie. That's paying points. Okay. Now, before you do that to get a lower interest rate, remember what I said in a previous video. The interest rate does not always make a huge difference in your monthly payment. Okay. So if you're going to buy down an interest rate, you want to make sure you create or know what your break even point is. Now, to do that, you take the cost for that interest rate and divide it by the savings. I know I'm doing big math here. I'm trying. For example, if it's the $3,000 and it's going to save you $100 a month, that'll take 30 payments. If you take each payment, you put $100 in a savings account for 30 months. Now you're going to recoup this $3,000 that you spent on the interest rate. But what if you don't keep the house that long or keep the mortgage that long? Most people will refinance, and their timing of when they refinance is going to be different. So you have to think about that as well when you're paying points. How long do you plan on having this mortgage? And is it going to fit into that break even point? So be wise before you just jump into, I want the lowest rate possible and I'm going to spend all this money to get it. Because it might not make sense to. You might only save a couple $40, $50, $80 a month but the cost for the interest rate could be $5,000, $6,000, $8,000. It might not make sense for your situation. You might be, and as long as you're okay with the higher payment or the higher interest rate and that payment, when you refinance, hopefully we're refinancing you into a lower interest rate, right? When you refinance, now you're going to take a benefit of a lower payment without any out-of-pocket costs. Again, the goal would actually be to always go with a par interest rate. Okay. So I hope I didn't lose you there. On the other end of the spectrum with pricing is, I don't know if you know this, but you can also choose to take a higher interest rate and get a credit back. So if you say, I want extra money for my closing cost, we can look at a higher interest rate to make that work. And we can give you a credit. So again, this would be a situation where we have more than enough pizza to go around. We only need a pizza pie, but we got 2 pizza pies. So now you get the extra pizza pie, and that's going to go towards your closing costs. Okay, offset some of those costs. That's called a lender credit. Okay, and that's offered through the pricing. So points can go both ways. What you want to do is make sure that paying points makes sense to you. So you want to talk to your loan officer, get those numbers, find the break-even point. Then you also want to talk to your accountant because paying points may also give you some tax benefits. Ask them how it will affect your taxes by paying some points as well. Okay. Main thing to remember, as long as you're comfortable with the payment and as long as you're comfortable with the out-of-pocket cost, if it makes sense to you, then it makes sense. Okay. Work with professionals that help you make it make sense and that you understand what is going on. So I hope that helped you understand points a little bit better and pricing and how we create your interest rate and your monthly payment. If you have additional questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, shoot me a DM, or again, like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.